The next thing to kind of go over is just the same thing. It's not exactly side jump shots, but it definitely can be. It is in the exact same moment where you had a chance to go like this and the guy's above you pretty much. And, you know, you wanted to kind of see a peek and you went like this. And of course, this just shows exactly where you are. And you can use that to your advantage or your disadvantage, but it's simply just going for a thing. Something like this would have been great. And you're able to see him, right? All right, he's on that corner of that wall. Okay, bet. Come down. Bop. We're going to be breaking down a subscriber's gameplay to help them improve as a fighter. I know this video is going to be extremely helpful for those wanting to improve because there is a lot to learn here. If you want your gameplay reviewed, drop a comment with the reason why, and I'll personally be picking one subscriber for a future video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Hello, hello.
Yo.
What's good, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
Chilling. What can I do for you?
I basically just want to get better, but I want to know like my biggest weaknesses and shit.
Weaknesses in
Fighting.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. So starting from the top, number one thing that I wrote down, just basically, yeah, like I said, going down the fights you had, is side jump shots. Simply just doing these more often, right? Which is you're taking damage, right? Let's say you're going up, whatever. You go up, pop. Okay, you take damage. You got to box up. Being able to go for these shots more and give yourself just being confident in this ability here, and whatever it could be, the guy could be there, and you could just back up and hit it. Because in that first fight, essentially what you did was, I don't know, you went for damage. I don't know how you went, whatever. You boxed up, and then you just didn't aggress him anymore, and you made the same space. And as you just saw what I did here, right? As I'm going back, I'm making the space, and then I'm going back, I'm making the space, going back, making the space. So it's like you could either go for damage at no cost, no, very low risk for you. It's just like, the guy might be, a lot of times these bad players will be like this, popping minis like kind of like this, because they're looking to, spray down. Boom, that's a 30 damage shot on their head. So just being able to do this more often and being consistent at it. And this is something that you can obviously practice.
I practice those in the next V5.
Yep. So just hitting this, going up, practicing it, because again, you had a lot of opportunity to do it. And that was not even just in that first fight. Obviously, most of the stuff that I'm mentioning, you've already made as an error. So like, or what am I saying? Most of the stuff that I'm mentioning, you did multiple times, because this is all now I'm telling you, right? So like, I didn't tell you live in the moments. Maybe you would have fixed it, but it's fine. So I know you did that multiple times outside of that one first fight. The next thing to kind of go over is just the same thing. It's not exactly side jump shots, but it definitely can be. It's just this. It was in the exact same moment where you had a chance to go like this, and the guy's above you pretty much just over there, right? And you wanted to kind of see a peek and you went like this, and of course this just shows exactly where you are, and you can use that to your advantage or your disadvantage, but it's simply just going for a thing. Something like this would have been great. And you're able to see him, right? All right, he's on that corner of that wall. Okay, bet. Come down. Bop. Right? Or sometimes I'll do something where I'll sit here like this, and then really crouch up slowly so he didn't hear me the entire way, doesn't know where I'm at, and then just boom, right? Like, because he can't, from this angle, right? He can't see anything. Like, he has no idea you're right on that peak there. So yeah. And that's what I wrote down. Stair peeking shots, and then side jump shots, out and back shots, which is basically just out and back. And I'll send you all these notes after as well. The next thing is, don't be afraid to take top-down fights pretty slow, because obviously you even said it. That guy wasn't that great. He's probably worse than the average ranked player. So, and especially in ranked, these people are they're worse overall, but they do bad plays, and that's what bad players do. They make bad plays that are extremely unpredictable, but also easy to counter. Like a bad play in the sense of just double editing up. That's a bad play. It's unpredictable because why would somebody that's that you're fighting, you would expect them to be kind of smart, but it's easy to counter. So with that, don't be afraid to take the top down slow. So let's say you're smacking this guy's wall. I saw a lot of times you came here and then you kind of went there, and then you did pump out, like you kind of played slow, but definitely just set up the window, tap it, switch the middle window, pump it, reset the cone, come down, grab the wall, right? Like, don't be afraid to take top down slow, because again, if you rush them every single time, it's not going to work out every single time. No good player, and I'm sure you can agree to this by just watching Peterbot play, or anybody, like, unless they clearly know they have the advantage of the opponent, or they just judge the opponent, this guy is a bot, I can just trust my guns, and he's already playing passive. But no good player, pro versus pro, isn't going to just come here and split the wall here and say smack, reset. Even this isn't enough. Like, that isn't enough. You got to really take it slow. So come out here, right? Grab this, grab the cone, piece this, put a wall up, spray it from the back here, jumping spray. Boom, right? Like all of that is just really nice and slow, and it just makes the player below here really have nothing, like no opportunity. And now they're just getting their top taken. You're putting a door here, and you're smacking it. It's just a mess for them. So yeah, don't be afraid to take top down slow. The next thing is when you're healing, set up your position to be better, right? So this is something that you did where you were kind of weak, whatever, you came down, and I think you were in between both boxes, but let's say you're popping minis right now, okay? Popping minis, right? He comes down, and I don't know, again, I'm not your brain, so I don't know what your play was. If you thought like, okay, as soon as he comes down, depending on what happens, I'm gonna inset it. But you insetted it, he was here, you insetted it, and yeah, just a simple note is just when you're healing, set yourself up for a better position. So if you know that's the play you want to make, go for it. Like, you know, be here, healing in the box kind of on this left side, and then be able to quickly sprint. Like, obviously you don't heal like here, because like, yes, this is the right peak, but obviously you're in a bad spot to get your wall taken. So, but set yourself up for a better spot. Like, if you know you're gonna make maybe this bottom right edit, so set yourself up here, right, and be able to swing. You're popping your minis right here because you know he's gonna drop on this sidewall. Boom, get the shot off. Or let's say the key wants to come down on this ramp. Okay, no big deal. Boom, cone him. Like, I'm setting myself up to heal right here so I can just quickly slide left, cone out, done. So that's very important, especially if you know you're gonna make an inset it. Like, a lot of times, if you're 1 HP and your back's against the wall and you know you have to make a play, and maybe the player knows as well, the best thing you can do sometimes is to inset it, because it might catch them off guard depending on how you've read the player, right? Some players are super slow, some, you know, maybe you've never insetted on them the entire fight, so this might be the play to catch them. So, you know, I would never really recommend doing this if you want, or if you can. I would more so just recommend doing a shot like this, especially if you know they're coming on a stair. Like, you, because in that time, in that fight,
Yeah,
you saw him jump on the stair, like he placed the stair, then he jumped on the stair, and then you made the inset it. So like, you had a little bit of time to figure out which edit you wanted to make, but always try to do one of these two. Either way, yeah, setting yourself up in a position so you can make the right inset it is definitely a very smart thing to consider. The next thing, and this is something that I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, because I know you said you watch a lot of my videos, so I feel like I've talked about this a ton. It's just cone and box. And again, I didn't write this down at the first thing. I did see it like in the first fight you took, but
yeah, I always do it unless like they're like really far.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
as soon as they come close, I'll do it. Just I
Yep.
don't know, just because then like sometimes I play scrims. Like, you don't always have enough mats to like do that every box.
I got you. Yeah, that's more. Yeah, I agree. In an in-game tarp, you don't have to put cones down. Like, you should if you know you're fighting. Let's say you're tarping through the end game here. It's like this, right? And your IGL calls, yo, pre-edit on the right. Okay, so pre-edit on the right. Okay, I hear it. Yep. Come here. Tarping to, or that's the left, but tarping cones down at that point. Like, yeah, use your mats, because you don't want somebody just to come down below and spray up or drop you down. So definitely, it's not the worst. But I'm saying this as, yeah, I know that everyone like knows to put the cone in the box. I know that's a very common thing. Like, put the cone in the box and hold your walls when it's getting sprayed. Like, these are very basic things in competitive and Fortnite in general. But just making sure you're re-drilled on the fact that, like, I caught you multiple times not putting cones in the box. So, again, I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, because it's a pretty, like, easy thing to fix, and it's a normal thing to understand. But, yeah, it was definitely something that came up multiple times, and you did get affected by it multiple times. So, whether you died to it or you died because of it, it definitely, or you just didn't get the kill, like, or you didn't get the right damage that you were going to get. Like, you might have been lined up on a wall here, had the perfect edit, and then he, you know, you go for a shot, he misses, and then he grabs this wall, and he would slide like a cone in, and now you're like, well, okay, you're playing on his cone, it's still fine, you're in the right position to go for more damage, but now it's just one less piece that you own. So cone and box, just keep practicing that, like, keep being consistent on it, keeping stable, make sure your cone is in the box constantly. And then the next thing that I want you to practice as well is just stair flips. There's a lot of times, one in particular that I can remember, where you kind of were here, or maybe it was like this, and he was on this wall, and you went like this, right?
I missed it.
Right? And yeah, you missed the pump, but just being really good at your stair flips would have been, you know, you could have gone here and then hit it and got a better shot, or whatever it meant. It could have been this and then gone, and this would have given you a better shot and a better reset. So, and it wasn't just that moment that I wrote it down. I think it was a completely different moment, but just being more consistent at your pre-edits, or your stairs, sorry, would be really helpful. And the simple way to practice that is exactly what you think. You're just coming in creative, and you're just flipping your stairs down, and you're just spamming this. Like, you're building out a box, and you're spamming that. You're building out a box, and you're spamming this. Or you're coming here. A lot of people you'll see free build, they'll go like this, they'll flip it around. I can't build. But, yeah, they'll change their stairs up as they're free building, and this is definitely a great thing that you can play or practice that will help you with stair flips. Like I can, if I was to stress anything that I've mentioned so far, I would say if you could just work on your stair flips, it will elevate your fighting to a whole different level. Because side jump shots are okay, that's simple. Going in the box, pretty simple. Healing in a better position, that's pretty simple. These are all things that like you can just slowly, it'll just click. But if being able to quickly flip your stair or get out, I mean, there's many times where I saw you kind of just like get yourself stuck under a stair, and then I think you went like this out when you could have just flipped it real quick, gone up, right? It really will elevate your gameplay like that much more. If you're looking for a percentage increase instantly, stair flipping and practicing your stairs and mastering where you want to be, how it works, crosshair placement, fastest ways, like literally just locking in on the stairs, like locking in. Also, I'll say, as somebody, well, as somebody who had the same issue as you in the past, I used to use a ton of stairs in box fights. I don't think you do it as much as I used to do, but just even accidental stairs. Like you might come out here and just stare yourself, right? Like this is a whole different style of fighting that some people are really good at, because stairs give you, good angles if you can play it right. It gives you a lot of opportunity to get peeks
usually
and all
if
that.
I
So.
like get the wall and they don't have a cone, instead of a cone, I'll just place a stair.
Yeah.
Because like
So
if they're looking at me, like
yeah.
it just tanks the shot.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So I don't think it's a bad play at all. But being faster at it, right? Like you're making space here and you're building your stairs. Like this is fine. A pro, Peterbot could play off of this, but it's because he's so, he's so quick with just how he wants his stairs to be, and if he wants to break them, right? Like he's so just coordinated with how the stairs work. He wants to go up. Okay, easy, no worries. I'll just flip the stair. Oh, I need to go back in the box. Let me just flip my angle. Right? Boom. Just being confident and comfortable with stairs. I think this will be one of the most influential pieces of your gameplay to improve on. Yeah, next thing is just high wall with cone practice. I'm not saying you don't know how to do this. I'm not saying you've never done it before, but just knowing that the gameplay I watched, you could have pulled this out 100 times over and it would have been handy. So the way it looks is just high wall with cone, right? So you're coming up, high wall, with cone.
Like
right?
a side jump with the high wall, or just normally?
It's just really just a high wall with a cone. So you just high wall. Oh, I put the cone on myself.
To like flip direction?
No, not necessarily. Just I can't build, but you're giving yourself that extra piece of control. Because what you don't want is somebody just, you don't want to what's it called, have somebody just slap the cone on your head and then they have the top and then they could have the walls and such. So high wall with the cone will definitely help you. There you go. I can't do it consistently because I'm not very great right now, but yeah. That right there will add a whole different level to your gameplay as well, to be able to safely go up, right? You have the pieces, and also these things like stair flips and even high wall with a cone is something that like is a pretty core mechanic. Just like putting a cone in your box, just like holding your walls when you're getting sprayed. Once you get good at it, it just becomes second nature, and you're just able to just combo it to anything. Like this is a high wall with a cone technically. I'm just slapping the walls through the cone, so coming up, right? Slapping the walls to the cone. It's just like, because I practiced the high wall with the cone, I can do exactly what I just did there, right? And it just gives you more layer, more protection, and overall just a better way to go back up for high ground. Exactly, more peace, yeah. Because the stair does work, right? Like you could do, you could do the stair, but again, then you're playing off the stair, and then it's a little tricky. And not that you have to do this play, but it's just easier with the cone, right? Like you could, if you're going up high wall with the cone, and you don't get it, let's say you go up, you can do these plays now, or you can go out and go up. You could drop them down. Like it's just, right, more control. You could go up in this and go up. Like high wall with the cone is just, again, just like stairs in a box, right? Peterbot is great with that, but right, we're not on that level yet, so we gotta do the high wall with the cone instead, and it's just as effective anyway. So.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like, my max like compared to a month ago was like really bad. Like I couldn't even like triple at it like once a month ago. But like now, like I've been just grinding free builds.
Yeah.
But like all I really do is just like a couple moves. So I just wanted to learn more like moves. Like this one you showed me is pretty good, because all I really do to go up is like I do a triple at it, but like the wall is like to the right, and then like I jump off it, and then like 180.
Triple at it. Walls to the right.
Yeah, and then like, no, not even a side jump. Like, boom, you edit that wall. No, I mean, do another triple edit, like a double edit first, sorry. And then the wall to the right. And then that edit, yeah. And then I just do a 180 jump
Like
I look
this?
the other way.
Oh, this?
Yeah, I put the wall. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Like this. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, free building is actually something I mentioned now. I didn't write this in my notes, but practicing your stair flips, practicing high wall with cone, and overall, I did write this down actually. I'll cut to this point, but knowing where to look to place the cone and your overall crosshair placement is just at not an all-time low, but at a very low like stage. Like it's if you're thinking about 5 stars, like your aim is 4 stars, your overall piece control is 4 stars, and your crosshair placement and overall like consistency there is at a 1 star. So, and that is simply fixed by just free building. And this is something that I know that there's a pro in Asia that does. His name is Kyoto. He does, he does a crazy long, like 2-hour long free build, and then this and that.
4 hour.
4 hour, yeah, 4 hour long, even crazier. So, and I'll also say from my own experience, I've personally been getting a lot better mechanically from 1, grinding tokes, and 2,
oh yeah, I also want to ask you about that. Like,
yeah,
I searched up token servers. I can't find any. So like,
yep, I got you. Revox is the go-to. It's just a website.
What's it called?
Revox, RIVOX.
Box.
RIVOX.
Oh, V-Box. Okay.
So, but yeah, free building will help you a ton. Like this map, for me, has helped me a ton in the last month and a half. Me grinding tokes for a couple hours a day, 50-cent tokes, very small stuff, and then free building for 2 hours. Like no joke. My mechanical routine right now is I get on, I turn on a podcast. It could be literally about anything. Could be, I mean, you could watch anything, a video, a football game, whatever you want to watch. Could be someone playing a stream, and you're just putting it on your second monitor. For me, I have 2 PCs, so it actually works out for me. I close all my tabs.
Monitors.
I close all my tabs except for, well, I don't have any open because I have my other PC that has the game on it or the podcast, whatever. So I have nothing open because I'm a big alt tabber. Like I'll just constantly alt tab, and it's just a messy thing for me. It's something that I can't fix. So for me, I just close everything, and I'll just put the something on the other screen. So if I alt tab, literally nothing changes. My game just stays the same, and I just listen and lock in and free build. And as I'm free building, I'm not doing I'm not thinking about, okay, let me just do tarps now. Like I'm just having a good time. I'm just free building. Most of the time, I'm doing double edits, triple edits, quad edits. The one thing that I will say that I've done a ton of is what you're seeing here, just triple edit up or double edit up. My movement's like stopping because of my W key. And then when I go all the way to height limit, I'll just come right back down, and I'll do things like this, and then I try to be, obviously I'm not very warm today, but yeah, just straight back down with max piece control, and then just doing this on repeat over, up, down, and then when you go back up, do whatever you want after that. Like just keep switching it up, and genuinely I've been pretty consistent at hitting the 2 hour mark every day, or very close to maybe maybe about an hour and a half, or maybe hour and 40 minutes, but easy. I can easily hit an hour.
Do like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah, so, and that right there is going to help you with your stair flips. It's going to help you with your high wall of cone practice, because those are all things you can be doing. Again, you can be hitting combinations like this where you're coming through here, right, and you're just stare out, and you're just flipping it, right? You're just tarping in a straight line, but with just stairs, and just hitting it as you go. So stair flips, and then it also help you fix your crosshair placement, because I was in the same boat where my crosshair placement is still not the greatest, but I've gotten a lot tighter, and that's I think what you'll realize when you increase your mechanics and your speed is that your crosshair you're just a lot tighter, a lot flickier, and a lot more accurate. Like, boom, boom, right? And it's not something I was like playing a crosshair placement map or doing anything crazy special. It's just free building. I just gave myself more time to practice, and if you turn it into any other real life situation where you do something over and over again, 3 hours a day of shooting a basketball, like you're going to be doing it very, very good in the next month. So 3 hours a day of just free building. There you go. And then sometimes if I get a little bored of it, or if I want to spice it up, I'll go to competitive here, and I'll play phasing, pre-fire, piece control tunnels, and peak training. Just these 4 are the main 4 you should be playing. And then for these, it's very simple. It tells you the rounds on the left side of the screen.
I do these sometimes.
Yeah, and you just set it to hard, and then I literally do 50 of each. So I'll go 50. All right, 1. Okay, that's 1, whatever. Like 50 kills. So let me just. right? That's one. So then I'll go do 50, and then I'll do 50, then 50, then 50, then 50. And then same thing through here. I'll do these 50 times or more, whatever I want to do. Just that could be your warm-up as well. Like that's pretty much the same thing, but yeah, feel free to just hop in here and toss on a video or toss on a movie or whatever you want to do. Just something to keep you like having an idle time. Like you shouldn't be locked in like that much. It just should be a nice, good way to warm up the game. And don't think about it as like a, all right, this is my warm up to start the day, like to get me ready for the day. This is a really long warm up. Think about like this is like your warm up and also your mechanical like grind. Like this is like it's all in one. So
Okay, I'm gonna try putting a podcast on because I usually just listen to music, but then I get like that gets kind of boring.
Yeah,
it's like 20-30 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, find a good podcast, whoever you listen to, or comedy show. Like, it literally does not matter. Like, just keep yourself kind of just drooling and playing. Like, you're not really thinking. You're just kind of going through. And then again, you'll just go up, triple let it up, triple let it down, triple let it up. Okay, now zigzag with stairs. Okay, now, like, do this on repeat. Just go up, over, like, just anything. Doesn't matter. You're just doing it, and you're just idle playing. So, that's a great way to do it. And seriously, I would recommend doing that, like free building for 2 hours a day or an hour and 40 minutes and just keep it at that. I'll also say that just off of all my years of playing, off of all my years of helping and coaching other players, getting better mechanics gives you better aim, and practicing your aim will give you better mechanics. It just works the same way. Because obviously you piece the player faster, you piece someone faster up, you're gonna have more time to shoot your shot and line. And obviously when you piece someone up really well, let's say you have the best piece control mechanics in the world, your cross placement isn't all over the place, so your aim is already in the right spot. Boom. When you aim train, your mouse control gets better, right? Like you get more control of your mouse, which in turn turns into, which I'm sure you've seen, as I've seen, is just better crosshair placement. Like without aim training, my crosshair placement probably wouldn't be at the state it is right now. So it all works together well. So don't feel like you're missing out on one or the other. Again, if you're kovaxing for 2 hours a day or free building for 2 hours a day, it's going to help you on both aspects of that. So, yeah. So that's high wall, and then that kind of just covered that. Next thing would be the cone down and edit cone. So there's a moment where this is a very specific moment, but you had the player. It was like this. Like I don't know how this situation was. Kind of like this. He ran out. Like you caught him in the box. I think he had the stair, right? And then he was behind the stair about to get out. You put the cone down, boom. And then you had this weird angle where you like couldn't really see him. He was kind of there. Just simply edit the cone. Edit the cone, move to the right spot, boom. Right? Or edit the cone, reset the wall, right? Boom. Yeah, just getting in the habit of like going down and you box somebody. Let's say here, boom, box. Edit the cone, get out. Go for the shot. Or let's say you have the guy boxed here and he's on a stair, whatever, break it, edit the cone so you don't get hit right away. And it still gives you that control, and then you can reset it, whatever. That's a great mechanic to practice as well, literally just doing that, like just coming out here, boxing the player, editing the cone. Just give yourself that protection, give yourself that lair. And this is something that doesn't just help you when you're fighting the player, but helps you when, somebody gets your top here, or let's say like they get your top, go down, right? Straight edit your cone right below you, easy. Or you're on the wall here. Let's say, the guy gets in the box, right? Let's say he's facing through your wall, edit your cone, get down, right? Don't make it too complicated. Again, it's a practice. It's a mechanic that should be practiced because it's going to help you in an offensive and defensive fighting. So,
I usually go back because it's like the hardest for them to. Like,
back? What do you mean? Like this?
Like if they get the wall, I just go to the box behind me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm saying like there's a lot of times where you might. The guy might jump in your box. So just getting good at this. Or let's say you jump in the guy's box. It could be vice versa. It could be the other way. Like you're jumping in this guy's box and you already have the cone, right? Boom. Boom. You're in. Edit the cone. Like just being really quick at it. Go for the shot. Edit the cone. Go for the shot. Edit the cone. It's just like that mechanic right there. Being able to do that on all ends. Whether you're jumping in, whether someone's jumping in your box, or whether you have a guy box and you need to set yourself for a better peak. Those are all times where you can do it. And again, just you're getting better at your efficiency of it. And that can be done just in your free build warm-up / mechanic routine that you're going to be doing. So there you go. The next thing would be, and something, again, you could practice in the free build. This is why that's why this Kyoto guy probably does it for 4 hours a day, because he can just do whatever he wants. He's just kind of droning out. I think 4 hours is a little overkill, I'll say. But the next thing would just be shoot and build through. And something that I'm sure you know how to do. It's just like cone in the box, but you got the wall here, right? Boom. Shoot and build through. There's a lot of times where that guy you were fighting wouldn't even do it, and this is an incredibly useful mechanic, right? Because you can just give yourself that extra gap. You can also shoot and build the wall. You can also, depending on the timing, you can double piece. So like, I don't know if I can do it myself since no one's holding, but right, you can kind of like slap multiple cones over, or you can slap a cone on the wall depending on timing, of course. And then let's say they have a cone already, you can slap a cone above and cone them, and then you know now they're boxed, right? Go for your piece, boom. So shooting and building through is something that should definitely be practiced, just like your cone in your box, being consistent at it. Whenever you see it as an opportunity, and you know it's an opportunity for you too, right? Like this is why it's important to have the cone in your box, because that player definitely didn't take advantage of it multiple times. He could have easily just stared you through, pop, or however you want to do it.
I'm gonna do that because I usually do pickaxe and then like phase a stair in.
Yeah.
But I never really shoot and phase it.
Yeah.
Which I should do because it's
should.
quicker.
Exactly. Yeah, and it catches them off guard because now you're thinking.
This gun has so much structure damage.
Exactly. Yep. So, and feel free again, if they have no piece control here, let's say they're right here, and they're fighting this wall, feel free to just, shoot a stair through and grab the piece, and then that makes it awkward for him. Now he's playing off of this. Now he's off this angle, or he has to come down and break the stair, or whatever it is. Or again, if he's on this box and he's fighting you here, right? You can shoot the wall or whatever. He gets it weak, whatever. Cone him, box him, boom, done. So it can be done in a ton of ways. And the most useful and probably best, most consistent thing to practice, if you were to get better at shooting through walls, because it is a timing thing. Like it's not something you could just like pick up and be like, oh yeah, let me just shoot through the wall first try. There's certain things like you can phase it, like shoot a stair through the wall. Sorry, shoot and put a stair through the wall. There is a certain thing, like when someone's holding the wall, let's say this is you across the way, like I could put the stair down easily. That's just like a phasing trick that you could always do. You could do it with a cone, right? But when you're actually trying to do both pieces, that's something you need to practice. So if you could practice it.
Yeah, I'll be practicing. I think I pulled it off on an episode. I always try to go for like the missing piece first and then the wall, like if they already have a missing piece.
Yeah. You're coming here for like smacking on it and you try to get that wall first. Yeah. Yeah. And that's fine. And then again, same thing with that. Like when you're comboing a wall in this meta, right? Let's say you're smacking this wall and you put that wall through and he saws this wall, pump it first, and now it's back to 1. Right? Or at least if you pump the wall here, and let's say he it's still his wall, or he grabs it back. If you pump it, now it's weak. He makes the edit. It's either pumpable again or just should be just 1 AR shot. So pump, he edits it, boom, or however whatever you want to do here. Get out, come here, spread the wall, grab it back, pressure him back. So shooting and building through, definitely something important to practice. And if I was to start from point 0, I would start with cones. So getting really good at just sliding cones through, and this is exactly how you practice it. You and creative, you're just practicing the timing. Come out, just keep yelling. Listen to a podcast.
I like stairs more because.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I had to start from point 0, like my Fortnite career, and I had to tell my younger self that what to do, what to start with, is cones. I would say cones because I started the same way. I was with just stairs. It was the easiest thing. It was like, again, I'm an old player, so most of the time the best thing you could do back then was just slide a stair through, and not even and then they wouldn't grab the wall in time, so you could just go through. But I started with stairs, and I personally also like stairs, but cones are just infinitely better. It gives you more control, better peek, better angles.
They can't go down. Okay, I just realized that. They can't go downwards.
Yeah.
So they're probably just going to go back or right.
Yeah, stairs are still good. And again, this is something that you should be good at doing both. Like when you're coming up here and you're doing a quad edit, you can be good at that. And you should also be good at doing, a cone when the cone's down, right? So it's just about being good at both. It's not like something you shouldn't be good at, or shouldn't, intentionally not do stairs. Like you should just be good at both. Yeah, the next thing is Windows safe box with the stair. So this one is another specific situation, but the guy was boxed. I think he was like this maybe. Right there, it's a guy's box. This is all your walls, and you went for a shot like this to go. Or actually, he wasn't even boxed. He was like this, and you had this wall. Okay, and I think you did have cone down, or I don't know if you did or not, but you went for a shot like this. You did this, and you went for like a whoop piece. Instead, just window. Piece it, and you can spray it in the same peak without having to reset the wall. Because when you reset the wall, again, if you go for this and then spray it, got it back, right? So one window, boom. All the pieces there, box them up, slap cones over. He's going up, okay, no big deal, right? Boom, whatever you want to do. So being able to understand that this is a peak you can do, or this is what you should be doing, is just very, very important. Piece them up here, spray them down. Boom. So window, safe, box, and stair is what I wrote down for that one. Just being confident, understanding that that's a play you can make. And you can do it on both sides too, obviously. So, boom. The next thing that, again, you should be practicing in free building, and this is something that I did see a ton, and I think just similar to the stair flip, like you getting really good at this will elevate your gameplay. If you're looking for that 5% increase, the stair flip will help you. If you're looking for another 5% increase, the putting the cone through the walls consistently will help you. If you want another 5% increase, putting a cone over the walls is going to help you, because I know you understand the concept. I've seen you, like, you've done it successfully sometimes, but then you're also a little messy with it, slash, like, it's not super consistent. But literally, as you're free building, this, like, you're just sticking cones over walls. You're coming up here, and you can get really good at it as well, right? You can, it's an art piece for sure. Like, you can definitely come here and slap that over, and then in this situation, I could have edited this cone and slapped it over there, and then back up. Like, this is something that you'll see a lot of creative players, they'll do constantly, is they'll slap cones over walls as much as they can. And it just gives you the extra layering of high ground and gives you more control. Boom, stair, cone, bang. So getting good at that, again, is you're seeing right there. If I just did that 10 more minutes, 15 minutes while I'm free building, I'm coming through here, whatever. Come through, okay, yep, got it. Side jumps, cone over the wall again. Got it. Right? And I think when I was first practicing cone over the wall, I literally just did it exclusively by itself. I just went like this constantly. Just got that one over, boom. Didn't get it, cone over. Because obviously you know this, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the same thing. If you can't reach the cone, just slap the cone over. Like there, I cone myself, right? Cone myself, but I still got it down. That'll help you a ton, and that's like genuinely like a 5% increase in overall skill, just by coning over the wall consistently. The next thing,
specifically,
yeah.
Go on.
I was gonna say the final thing was just we talked about crosshair placement, but understanding where your cone is to place, because there's a time where there's a guy, you know, he was like right here on the shot, or he was coming over. I don't know how it exactly was, but he was coming over, and you just went like this to go down for the cone, and you place the cone downwards, and it's just like it was just this whole drastic movement where if you just have an understanding of just,
if I just look middle of the wall,
yeah, right on this number, boom, right. So just understanding where cones place, how it works, is just not a hard thing, but being consistent at it and knowing that's like, okay, all I have to do, you know, the guy's on my box here, I'm gonna go for an edit. Let me just, you know, keep my crosshair on his head, cone, wall, boom. Right? Just knowing those things help you a ton in fighting. And again, that guy would have no idea you're about to make a cone edit shot play. Like, you know, he looks like you're just holding your pump out on the wall, right? You're waiting on this guy. What are you gonna do? You might go for an edit here. You know, he might be thinking, I'm gonna put the stair through. You might also be holding the piece out. Some people, like, you know, sometimes they'll hold the piece out on you, and then you edit on them, and they just grab it, right? So he might be doing that. Boom. Or window. Boom. So go ahead. That was all of my notes that I took. You have something else to say?
There's this one position that, like, I'm pretty bad at. I want to get better at, but like I just don't know how to start.
Yeah, what is it?
Could, like, be in the same map, I could show you. Like, it would be easier to explain.
Yeah, I mean, you want to explain it here? I could probably understand it.
Okay, so make a box.
Okay.
And then, like, upwards diagonal box. So it's like diagonal box fighting, but one layer up.
So here? Here?
Yeah. So I'm basically standing there, and like I'm pickaxing the wall from above.
Like this?
Or just shooting it.
Like this,
No, like the wall.
Oh, here?
But yeah, the setup's fine though, yeah.
So you're in the box here,
like,
and this guy's here.
No, the other way. Like,
gotcha.
Defending this is... I mean, all you could really do is just get a counter shot and leave the box. Like, just... When I'm playing this way, like,
we'll talk about both ways, so let me do that real quick. So, number one. Firstly, defending this right here. If this guy's doing this to you, he's smacking your top, he's obviously gonna have to make a play on the wall. He's gonna have to edit a door, a window, whatever it is. Simple stuff, right? All you do is just come to the left here and swing this. And if you run and jump swing, you'll get a little higher there. So if I can do it full speed, right? That's a good way to catch him off, because again, if you're just head level, he can, like, if you just make this peak, it's kind of like everyone knows where to aim at this angle. So you're just trying to change your movement a bit. Just come here. I can't sprint for some reason. Boom. Right? changes a little bit. Not saying that's the best play to make, but that's something you can do. You can also piece from below or pressure from below. That's another great thing to do that I'll do a ton. It's just like grab their floor, or here he doesn't have a cone, so you could, if you wanted to, you could grab that wall through.
I usually put a floor cone right there because now they can't really shoot you from there.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's something you can do.
Or like I'll open my edit, place a cone, and they'll shoot it, and then like I'll edit it and shoot them if they're like not fast.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it as well. You could also.
But I find more trouble like fighting from the top, which is fun.
Okay, I got you.
Like, that's a more advantageous position.
I got you. Let me break this down a little bit more, and then I'll go for the top. Another thing you could do here is flip the stair, come through one of these, do this type of shot, or here. Right, just give you that extra bit of layerage, especially if he's like smacking your top here, right? You could still pressure from the side while he's grabbing your top. The next thing you could do is, again, this is something you could practice in free building, and something that I'm personally going to practice in the next few days to be really efficient at it. So mind my inefficiency, but soon I'll be different. It's just coming up here, getting this going, and then on the same jump here, you can reset, or you can reset both of these, or you can just reset the floor and then come up here, and then now you're up, right? Cone over the wall, and you just quickly go up. And again, we've probably gotten this done to us many, many times. Right, boom. You're just getting really good at this. Is a very just unique set of movement, unique build trait. Like, it's just something special that definitely will help you. And again, if I can just practice that same thing 300 times over and over and over and over and over and over and over, I will just eventually be extremely fast at just, oh, there's a guy above me. Let me just go up. Right, obviously I'm not very good at it right now, but that's my goal. So that's how you can aggress from the inside. Now let's just talk about from the outside, right? What you were wondering. So this is exactly it, right? You're pressuring the guy here. That's what you want to know, right?
I'm like pressuring the wall from here.
Yeah, you're
so
playing.
Put, like,
you're trying to fight this guy, right?
Yeah, so I usually put a floor right there. I mean, no, like I usually won't go for the tops because it's not as fast. Like I'll go for the wall. So like I'll stand there. I'll have a floor and a cone over there, which is edited, like right there. To your right, where the floor is. There's no cone on that thing. No, like
here?
the thing, your floor you're standing on.
Oh, gotcha.
So like, I'll have a cone right there, and then I'll edit it. And then
I got you.
I mean, I'll just do a wider edit for both the floor and the cone.
Yeah, let me break it down. What are the best plays to make here? The best possible situations. So number one, if you're doing this play, most important thing is piece control here. So you want to have these pieces. Another thing you can do is just have that thing like this, so you can kind of spray from this angle. You don't have to have it edited, but it does help you if you want to go in the box. Right now you have the advantage of like, all right, I want to go in the box, grab the wall. Oh, he's got the wall, I'm out. Right, rather than
Yes. So they usually catch me with like the peanut butter edit.
Right here. Yeah. The next thing you can do is, again, just pressure from an angle back, really slow, jump shots, boom. Right, you're just being patient. Again, make sure you grab this wall here as well if you're doing this. So that's one thing you can do. The next thing is, it's similar to kind of what you're doing here. Is you're just grabbing the wall from a side, or you're pressuring from the top, coming down here, right, pumping the wall, right, just putting pressure up from multiple angles. Now you got the wall. Okay, he's coming out here. Here he comes. Got that there. Jump shot. Right, you can edit through your floor here as well for that extra peak. When you're coming through here, you can pressure and spray from this angle. And this is like impossible for him to hit you. Like if he hits you, he's hitting like 30 damage. So you can go for one of these. Again, if he cones you here, depending on where you're standing, you know, you'll phase it. But getting just understanding this is an opportunity for you. And then also, if you wanted to in this situation, you could still come through here and do the same thing. So you could set this up to be your peak, but that's a great way to aggress it. And then just the most important thing when you're pressuring a box, especially if they're in, let's say they're in both these two boxes here, right? And you're from the top down, is just pressure from multiple sides. So you're coming through here, right? You're coming through. Boom, got that, reset it, okay? Now that's weak. Come through here. And I think this is something that you'll see a ton with Peterbot, like a ton. Is like he'll just pressure you from multiple different sides, and then when this wall is weak
really
enough,
fast.
Exactly, really fast, and then he'll just come right through, and then boom, got you. It's not like something you can react to because there's so many angles that are getting pressured. Now you're getting there, to come out here, now this wall, and then as soon as you come to build this box, boom, he phases through and you're dead. Right, and that's not a hard thing to do from above. You're just pressuring from multiple sides. You just gotta keep your pressure up, jump, shoot it, right? Come here. Just being really, really consistent at like this controlled movement, coming out, pumping it. Right, all that stuff I just did there was just special movement, landing where I wanted to land, whether it's on this or if I want to jump up on this, right? just having good movement to land where I want to be, go where I want to go, and that'll help you pressure more from the top down.
Okay, switching up angles.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And I'll send all these notes to you in the Discord right now.
Okay. So for just getting better at fighting, obviously do all the things you said and just play a lot of tokens.
Yeah, I think if you're wanting the most overall consistent route to success for fighting, I think free building for 2 hours a day or however long you want to. It could be more than that. I don't think there's anything wrong with maybe 2.5 or 3 hours. And then, yeah, tokens. Free build, tokens. And then I think another thing that's definitely sunk in my brain just from talking to other pros is like, there's a lot of people out there that just don't, like, if there's any dead time, they're doing something. They're doing free building, right? Like, there's something going on. Mostly, it's obviously free building is the easiest thing to do. But let's say you're waiting for a token, you put the token up on the site, you're waiting for someone to take the token, you know, you might have a minute, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, you just come back in here, free build. It should just be an automated
a lot of
thing.
maps have like free build while waiting. I usually do that if I have to wait.
Well, this is something where like you're waiting, you're on the site, you put your money up on the site, you know, you got a 1v1 token, you're waiting, you're searching for a player. And you don't know how long it could take. It could take 30 minutes, it could take 2 minutes, it could take 10 seconds. Well, whatever you're doing, you're just waiting, free building. Just keeping yourself warm, you're never not doing anything. That's the most important.
Okay.
So I think free building and tokens will help you a ton in your mechanics goal. And then just practicing those things I wrote down, just making sure you're A+ in all those things, cone in the box, A+, you know, shooting things through wall, A+, stair flips, A+, free building, like you're hitting all those objectives. What's up?
I feel like, I mean, in 1v1 it's not as bad, but I feel like in like duos or trios or like 1v2s, my awareness just isn't the best. Like, it's actually really bad, I feel. So like, how would you go on about getting better awareness in those
I got you.
situations?
Yeah, awareness is a couple things. Number one, it's experience, right? The more experience you have, the less flustered you are. Like, let's say it's your first ever time playing Fortnite in-game. You're in the FNCS Grand Finals Game 1. Like, your awareness is going to be horrible because you just are so overstimulated and you're just flustered by everything that's going on, right? So experience will help, right? If you've never played trios in your entire life and you hop into a trio game, it's just not that you don't understand the mechanics of the game, but it's more so that you're just flustered. So experience matters. Secondly, mechanical speed will help you a ton, right? Like, of course, you can still get awareness checked and you can still get like caught off guard. And that is also the game of Fortnite. Like sometimes, you know, you'll be here and the guy will jump above you and you won't see him because you can't see through, but he'll just boom. And it's not that you have bad awareness, but you're just, sometimes that just happens, right? The player just catches you off guard, and that's a fine thing to be happening. But mechanical improvement, like getting faster in your mechanics, will help you play more aggressive and less defensive, which will in turn help you get less like awareness checked. Does that make sense? Because really, getting awareness checked only really happens when you're playing passive, right? You're coming through here, and the guy, you know, you don't put the wall here. Let's say you have this no wall behind you, and he's spraying this wall, and you're just focused on this guy, right? Boom, puts the wall through here. Wide edits you, right? Cone in your box. Now you're just and then you're dead, right? It's just like better mechanics means you don't have to play passive. You can go up, and if you're getting awareness checked as an aggressive player, then obviously that's pretty bad. Like that's awareness checking an aggressive player is like, you know, you're catching the side jump here and you come out, boom. That's like the most that will ever happen to you. Or let's say the guy's being aggressive on you and you're coming up top and you come out here and you get the doubles and then boom, right? So it'll happen less if you're being aggressive. And again, being aggressive and playing it more consistently will come with better mechanics.
Yeah, I recently like started trying to play more aggressive more because before I would just like I'd play defensive even though like unless I have the health advantage, but like just starting off like any fight I'll just box up, try to get a counter shot and go from there. But I feel like it's easier if you're the one like forcing the mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. You're right. You get to awareness check them instead of them awareness check you. So 100%.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't really have any other question, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I think we answered a lot. I think there's a ton that's been packed in here, so it's not like you have nothing else to work on. I think you have a routine to play, to practice. You have something you need to be doing. You have things that you need to be working on, like all the notes I gave you, just making sure you're nailing those in and being consistent. And those are things that like you can kind of check them as a checklist, record your gameplay, play your own game out, do your thing, watch it back. Oh man, I didn't notice it in the moment, but I didn't put a cone in the box here, so I need to really work on this, right? Like you can analyze your own gameplay with the notes I gave you. These are common things that you're doing wrong consistently. And no doubt in my mind, the next time you PG 2 minutes after this call or realistic somebody, you're going to mess up on one of those things I listed out. Like, it's guaranteed you're not going to put the cone down in your box, like, or it could be any of those, right? And just record it, watch it back, because just the same way that you didn't pick up on it when I was watching you is the same way you're not going to pick up on it in the next 5 minutes, right? It's fine. It's going to take time to learn, and the more focus you put onto it, the faster you'll learn, and just continue to work through that list and free build every day. And those are the things that you need to be working on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, I host a Tuesday Thesis every single Tuesday at 2 p.m. CST. So get your gameplay watched, get your questions answered, and I'll see you there.